Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And my channel, my goal is to help people achieve goals and create habits to accomplish whatever it is that they want and need or want to fulfill in life. So my first thing that I want to talk about is, what is it that exactly that you want? We always set goals of, we want to lose weight or quit smoking or want to buy a house or a car, and we kind of tend to either forget it or we just set the goal and never truly work towards it or figure out ways to accomplish the goal. So when it comes to things like that, you really want to ask yourself or reflect your life and see if the lifestyle that you're living is going to get you what you want to achieve in life. So for example, losing weight, which is a most common thing, even myself, I've gone through, and is, what habits are you creating or you have at the moment that is either taking you to your goal weight or taking you away from your goal weight? Like, do you drink your water? Do you eat vegetables and fruits and eat at a caloric deficit? Or do you surpass and just eat whatever it is that you eat? Some are blessed and just can eat and still have a six-pack, and some not so many. So you want to sit down and look at the life that you live. Do you eat out all the time? Do you just sit on the couch, or do you not exercise, or do you do exercise and lift weights or eat really clean? You want to sit down and look at these things and say, okay, what is it that I can do to take it to the next step towards my next goal or to my goal? And once you do that, you get to see really like some of the stuff that we do that we really don't notice on, that can really destroy us at the end of it. We can never reach our goal, or we just kind of give up because that habit that we've created that we don't know kind of wins and we lose. So once you kind of sit down and think, okay, I tend to just eat when I'm bored, or when I eat too much when I'm in my feelings, I don't walk too many steps, or I'm not into working out, or I don't know how to work out. These are things that when you sit down and you really reflect your life, that you realize like, wow, okay, I keep saying I want to lose 10 pounds, but I'm really not even doing anything towards to lose those 10 pounds. Now, once you sit down and you reflect and see, now make the changes. What changes? It doesn't have to be a huge change. Like if you never worked out or went to a gym before, you can't go from never going to the gym to going 7 days a week. I mean, some people do, but then you get burnt out and then you fail, which is fine because you get to know what works and what doesn't work for you. Some people can go to the gym 6 times a day. I mean, not 6 times a day, 6 times a week. And some people are happy just going 3 days and then doing something completely different. Some people love lifting weights. Some people love cardio. Some people don't want anything to do either, and then they do other stuff like yoga and hiking, whatever other sports there's actual other sports, actual sports. So you got to know what your lifestyle is and what makes you happy and what brings fulfillment to you, because we have two things that we do. We like to do things to make us feel good, and we stay away from things that don't make us feel good. So the one thing that I've learned, and I read a lot of self-help books and books on creating habits from people who are millionaires and billionaires and people who are self-billionaires, and they all talk about, you know, their morning routines, their habits, and what they do to stay consistent and live the life that they do, and how they became so successful and stay in that level. So one thing, and it was like a light bulb that changed, and it was when you make a choice, and we make a choice all the time. Sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't. We make a choice all the time, but when you stop and think of the choice that you're going to make, does it bring you pain or does it bring you pleasure? Now, this is where things change from everything else in life. Back to my example of losing weight. I am not a big fan of cardio. I'd rather lift weights than cardio. It is dreadful. And to me, in my mind, it's in my pain category. Now, if I want to lose 10 pounds, and let's say I did the eating clean, I've taken my steps that I need to take, and I just need a little push, and the push would be cardio. Sometimes that's what you need. I have to sit down and think, okay, why does it bring me pain? For me, it's because I feel like my heart is gonna stop. I can't breathe right, can't control my breathing, and it's just mentally challenging. For someone who runs, and I feel like everybody kind of feels this way, running is a mental challenge. To either be on a treadmill or be outside and just run is just a mental challenge. And that's what is, to me, it is a mental challenge to sit there or run on a treadmill or run outside, which is two completely different things. It's just too challenging. So when I decide on working out, my choices whether to do cardio will be pain. Now, when I learned about the choices that we make fall in either category, to me, I sit down and think, okay, this brings me pain. What is the opposite of that? Now, running helps your heart, has proven to, help lose weight, tone muscles, lose fat. You can do your research. But I need to figure out a different outlook on running instead of just attaching it to a negative thought. Now, I sit back and I think, okay, running. Yes, it's going to be challenging at first, but with consistency and constant practice, doing my research, I can make it a bit easier each time I try to go running. So we need to find a pleasure that overrides all the negativity to your choice that you need to make. And to me is, I want to be in shape. I want to feel good. I want to be able to run a mile if need be. I mean, I'm not asking to run a 10K or anything like that. I just want to be able to wake up one morning and just run and get a good workout and feel good about myself and not feel like I'm gonna die on the sidewalk. So for me those are more important, and I feel like in the long run I can see the rewards. And yes, I might struggle, I might want to quit, or I might not want to do it at all, but for me the pleasure part of it is more, me, that pleasure or the long term of me running is more addictive than the negative. Like, I want to be able to run a mile, no specific time, but just run a mile, feel good about myself, and not feel like I'm gonna die. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm asking you is, what is the choice that you want to make, and what is the pain and pleasure? So for example, again with the losing weight, we all say, oh, we want to gain muscle or we want to lose fat, this, that, and the fourth. You do good for a week, you get your eating right, you go to the gym 3 times a week, but then comes the weekend You get a call from your friends and say, let's go out, let's go to, Five Guys, McDonald's, Wendy's, to a restaurant, and you pick up the menu. Now, majority of all menus have decent, meals. You have your not so healthy meals, and you have your salads and vegetables and all that. Now, when you sit there and you make a choice, are you choosing pleasure or are you choosing pain? Now, if you're working hard, to get your abs or to slim down or to gain muscle, are you sitting there and thinking, okay, if I eat this burger with fries and a drink or an alcoholic drink, and you sit there, you don't think about it. You just, oh, I want that. That looks so good. Oh, it's just one night. It's one day. It's fine. But are you going to feel great the next day? Are you going to feel like I have self-control? I have what it takes to get to that goal that I want? Or are you going to are you going to feel bad for yourself? Like, wow, I worked so hard. The moment I went to go do this, I just kind of just threw it all away. Because sometimes some people, they do really good, and then they have one day where they're like, okay, I'm just going to give myself, I'm going to eat a burger, and then next thing you know, they're eating ice cream and cookies and chips and popcorn and drinking and smoking, and then it just leads to an uncontrollable spiral of just going the opposite direction. So you need to sit down and you need to think of your choices and be like, okay, I've worked really hard this week. I'm here. I want to be here with my friends. Do I want to eat unhealthy and feel bad for myself? Or do I want to eat something that's going to fuel my body, is tasty, and I'm going to feel good about myself? I have control of picking something that's delicious, nutritional, and I'm gonna feel good. Or I'm going to say, F it, I want a burger, fries, drinks, ice cream, all of it, and I'm just gonna deal with it later. That is what makes and breaks reaching your goals in life. If you want to save money, but then the new Jordans come out, does that make sense for you? Does that bring you so much pleasure that you're willing to take out X amount of money just to get sneakers when next month a new one's going to come out? Or you're not even going to wear them in a few more months, or you're going to forget about them, or whatever the situation. Choices that we make are good and bad to us. We already have some things associated to pain or pleasure. For some people, smoking is a bad habit for some, but for them is a pleasure. They get something out of it that they just cannot give up. And some people struggle so hard, and when they try to quit, they can't, because they have such a deep-rooted association to pleasure that they don't even think twice about it. It's just like a natural habit, like how we just wake up and pick up our phones, or when we what's another one? That's something that's so simple. I can't think. I just went blank. Nice. But like I said, it's kind of just a thing that we do without even noticing. Like I said, how we just wake up and pick up our phones. So for a person to really want to quit and want to be successful in saying, I quit, that was the time that I needed, this is what I needed to do to get past that pleasure and destroy that deep-rooted association. For some people to say, and can wake up and be like, okay, today is the day I want to start. and you sit down and you look at your cigarettes or whatever it is that you smoke, you need to find something that is going to disturb the association. For some people, it could be posting pictures of lung cancer, throat cancer, how your lungs look, the cost throughout the years of how much you're smoking. Sometimes they need that physical or visual help to show them like, wow, this is what really happens. I don't want to do that, or I don't want to spend that much money. I could have that money and take a vacation, or I could take that money and put it towards a down payment on a house or car or whatever, or go to school, whatever it is that that person want. Or I don't want to have cancer. I want to live a healthy lifestyle. I want to live longer. You know, I've done already too much damage. I want to recover my body and live a great lifestyle. So for some people, they might need that. Some people probably need, if they have kids to say, I want you to live longer, or I don't like when you smoke. It doesn't make me feel good. You need something that's going to like shock you in like an instant moment to make you want to give everything up about that pleasure that you connected it to, if it's a bad habit. You need to get fed up with that bad habit and say, nope, I'm going the different direction. And the moment you try to take a step, you're going to have that reminder looking at you, and you're going to be like, yep, I remember going that way. I don't need it. I don't want it. That is not me anymore. I'm going that direction. So my question for you is, what is your goals? What are you doing to get there? What habits are you stopping today to take that step in the other direction? What are you doing to accomplish your goals? Are you going to start thinking and taking the choices that you make every day and deciding whether it's a pleasure or pain? Are you going to, try to take that next step, or try to change your mindset into thinking, okay, this is more pleasure for me, or I need to disturb that and, a bad habit, make it more painful for myself so I no longer do those bad habits. My goal is to keep making videos like this to help everyone think just a little different, to help themselves create great habits or to accomplish things. If you want, I will have my Instagram down below. You can subscribe, you can like my videos. I really appreciate if you share them. I will at least try to post a video once a week, maybe 2, depending on the week that I'm having. But I'm really glad that we got to have this conversation, and I'm hoping that we can have more. If you have anything you want to add or anything you think we should talk about, you can leave it down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.